Hello, everybody. Going live in a little bit of an unconventional way, but I guess that's what the balance of life and business is. It's about doing things on your terms. And so today I didn't want to not do my live. So I'm showing up at in a country town called Stratford in Victoria because I'm on the way to just a little holiday, having a little holiday with my family and celebrating 10 years of marriage. But that's a side note. I guess what I'm really here today on this live to talk to you about is sort of this ongoing discussions that are happening in the ESG space. I think especially after S&P Global, released their big announcement to not release those alphanumeric scores around ESG ratings, credit scores. So it's an interesting topic, and I think that it's sparking a lot of conversation, which is actually a positive thing. And I guess before I sort of get into my thoughts around that, I wanted to just reflect on, I guess, the way that us as a human race have always sort of learned through processes or learned through experiences and developed our ideas around things. We've never gotten it right the first time around. And that's okay. That's a good thing, in fact, because it means that we sort of experience the discord, we experience the inefficiencies, we experience the problems, we experience the challenges with the solution or the ideas that we come up with, and because it's not perfect, and because of those challenges or those problems that we experience with the concept that we're using, the concept that we're identifying with, it means that it gives us an opportunity to learn, it gives us an opportunity to grow, to expand. And I guess, maybe I'm not articulating it in the best way possible, but what I'm getting at is it's the same with sustainability and our response to the growing issues around the climate and the ecological emergency that we're experiencing. Is how can we start to respond to this in a better way? And ESG has just been an evolutionary process. We started with thinking about things more efficiently, looking at efficiency, looking at optimization, then looking at carbon, looking at CSR initiatives, looking at ESG, and circular economy now. And so the thing is, it's just an evolutionary process. And so rather than getting caught up in this one idea that, okay, ESG is not the best way forward. ESG is only favoring the investors. ESG is lacking transparency. ESG is used as a tool for greenwashing. If we can change our perspective on things and not so much focus on the word in isolation or the concept in isolation, maybe focus on the broader picture, then we can learn through that lens and expand into the actual opportunities that are available to us. And I think the broader opportunities here is how sustainable thinking, how ESG principles, when obviously done effectively, when done in a robust and fundamental way, then and sorry, and also I should add, in a way that brings people along for the journey, and that means everybody, not just the leaders in a business, but brings everybody along for the journey. That is how we can that is how we can really effectively benefit from the sustainable design principles or the ESG principles of thinking, because it means we can build resilience into our business, which is a huge thing. If we can build a resilient business that can adapt with the impacts of climate change or the impacts on our supply chain, and our business operations, then our business will continue to not just survive but also thrive in a very dynamic environment. And alongside that, we also then can reduce the risk profiles within our business when we adopt ESG principles. The thing to really note here as well is ESG or sustainable frameworks are not about the investors only. I mean, I understand that it is one way where we can drive more impactful investment, and also, I guess, appease the investors who have generally tended to be the most powerful stakeholder group in business. But that's changing now, and businesses realize the importance that customers play, that clients well, let's say customers and community most importantly play in the well-being of their business, in the reputational well-being of their business. And so connecting with these stakeholder groups is now more important than ever before. And ESG is a tool. It's really just a tool that helps us work with these key stakeholder groups. And so, as with any tool, if you pick the tool that is older, that is maybe outdated, that has a broken handle, yes, it's not going to work for you well enough. But if you pick the tool that is strong, that is robust, that has considered every possibility of failure and well, at least most possibilities of failure, and is built to last, then you've picked the best tool. So ESG can come in so many different shapes, forms, and sizes. And I think the real opportunity here is for us to create a pathway of responding to these changes in the in the ESG space, and changes in the market, and the pressures that we're feeling as a business, because it is certainly not going anywhere. I mean, let's just clarify as well that S&P Global have not decided to make ESG obsolete, or completely disassemble ESG from their services and their offerings. They are still providing thorough and analytics around ESG, and and creating transparency in businesses in terms of how effectively businesses are building their frameworks and their pathways around the E, the environment, the S, the social, and of course overall the governance in terms of decision making and business impact. And so S&P are still doing work in that space, and they actually believe that these reports, these detailed analytics, is what is most effective in clearing up the air around what a business is doing across the E, the S, and the G, and whether a business is actually being truly sustainable. So they, well, we don't have clear comments from them at the moment, but what we're sort of starting to see from what they're writing in their, their news releases and their press releases, is that they see the descriptive qualitative nature of ESG analysis is what's most effective for them to have the biggest impact as a business who provides transparency and credibility around ESG. So it's really important to kind of understand the deeper nature of something, rather than looking at this, I guess, issue, quotation mark, that has come up in the market. It's not just a single faceted issue. As with anything, there's so many sort of facets to it. And so if we kind of dig a little bit deeper, we talk to a few more people, and we open our minds up to everything that can be, then we can actually choose a better pathway of responding to the challenges that come up, because this is just one challenge, and there will be many more to come. um, there'll be many more to come in our lifetime, for sure, and certainly in our careers. And so it's a real opportunity for businesses to respond, and I think that's the most important thing. So I guess ultimately what I'm getting at is sustainability in all its entirety, around environment, around social systems, around human systems, around economic systems. It's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. This is not a back burner item anymore. It's not something that we can wait to respond to. It needs to happen now, and it doesn't need to happen now just because it's the good thing to do, the right thing to do. It needs to happen now because businesses who put this on the back burner, and I talk to some excuse me, quite big businesses just in Australia itself, and I can say that I'm finding that they still believe that they can put this on the back burner, which is a really unfortunate and misguided way of thinking, because this is not just about, as I said, doing the right thing, but it's about building resilient, low risk businesses that will not only just survive or hang on by a string, but that will thrive in a new economy. And we're seeing this type of progressive, innovative thinking happening all around the world. Um, Such inspirational stories coming out of countries in the Middle East, countries in South America, and even countries in Southeast Asia that are just doing such incredible things with their limited resources as well. I'm not so much talking about some of the countries in the Middle East which are actually quite wealthy, but there are certainly some of the countries who are not so wealthy but are finding ways to create these opportunities and these new revenue streams and these new economies where it's just going to be a different way of doing business, a different way of creating jobs, and a different way of um, living and socializing and existing as humans. So it's about embracing this as an opportunity and really, yeah, adapting with the changes. So I guess it just leads back to the question that I started with: is, will you respond? Will you react or will you respond? And I do hope that it is the latter. I do hope that you as an individual and within your business, you choose to respond to the opportunity and really lean into it and benefit from it as well. So, anyways, that's me for now. I hope that you were able to hear me okay. I didn't really check in and I can't see who's live because I'm on my phone. But I hope you have an incredible rest of your day and upcoming weekend. And take care of yourselves. I will surely be on here very soon. Bye, everybody.